What's good, family? IOBA. This is IOBA. I'm TC. All right, so here's what's happening. Today I was out working with my kids. I'm a job coach. I'm an ESE job coach, and I was at the job site, and I came across this flyer. This flyer right here is a voting guide for the state of Florida. On one side, they have the Senate race, okay, for the U.S. Senate. You got Val Demings and you got Marco Rubio. On the other side, you have the governor's race. You have Charlie Crist and Ron Desantis. Now, they have 8 issues on here that each one of them, has a stance on. Okay, it's a voter's guide, like I said. Now, before I read off and tell everybody, how I feel about this, this voter's guide, I gotta first preface by saying a few things. First, I'm neither Democrat nor Republican, so don't get it twisted. I'm not a member of either party. And neither one of these parties wants to do anything specific for black folks. Neither one of them have anything tangible to offer black folks for our vote. But having said that, for people who just vote because, they feel like, well, people died for our right to vote and blah, blah, blah and all that, and for other people who believe in the Democratic and Republican parties, I'm talking about black people now who believe in that shit. I'm going to go down this voter's guide real quick, and I'm going to tell y'all exactly how I feel about each one of these issues that they have listed on this thing, okay? Here we go. I guess I'll start with the Senate race since it's the side I looked at first. Val Demings and Marco Rubio. Okay, here are the issues. Taxpayer funding of abortion. Val Demings supports it. Ron Desantis opposes it. You probably already know that. Ron DeSantis is the Republican. I'm sorry, Marco Rubio is the Republican, and Val Demings is the Democrat. Okay? Rubio Republican, Demings the Democrat. It's right in their name, R&D. Check that out. Okay. Taxpayer funding of abortion. Demings supports it. Rubio against it. Me, I feel like abortion and women's reproductive rights, that's between a woman and her doctor. I believe in a woman's right to choose, especially in a case of rape and incest. I believe that. But I don't believe that abortion should be used as birth control. And I don't like the fact that so many black babies get killed at the abortion clinic every year. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But taxpayer funding of all medicine is where I stand. I'm one of the Medicare for all people. So if reproductive rights falls under that, well then I guess I support reproductive rights in that aspect. Next is expose children to transgenderism. I don't think you should expose children to that because I don't think any sexual education of any kind should come before, high school or at least junior high school, 7th, 8th grade. And so, no, I do not support exposing children to transgenderism. Val Demings supports that. Me and Marco Rubio, we agree. I oppose that. Reduce income taxes. I don't believe in reducing income taxes because Florida doesn't have a state income tax. But I believe that taxpayer money should fund things like Medicare for all and education. So I don't believe a further reduction in taxes is necessary at this time. Rubio and Val Demings opposes reducing the income tax. Rubio supports reducing the income tax because it just puts more money in his rich friends' pockets. That's all he really give a fuck about. Federal control of local schools. Val Demings supports it. Rubio opposed to it. I support it because I believe that our schools should be federally funded because property taxes funding our schools is a bad idea because some property is worth more than others. Some neighborhoods have high property taxes because they have high value property, so they get a better school. In neighborhoods where there are low property taxes, you get poorly funded schools. You get schools that don't have books. You get schools that aren't well maintained. So I think federal control of local schools is a good thing because you get more money and it makes the education a little bit more equalized across the board so the kids fare better. So Val Demings supports federal control of schools. Marco Rubio opposes it. Increased regulation of Facebook and Google. Val Demings opposes that. So do I. Marco Rubio supports that. To me, that sounds like censorship. And I don't believe in that kind of censorship. I don't believe in increasing regulations on Facebook and Google. I don't go along with that. Forgive student loan with taxpayer dollars. I agree with that because every other industrialized country has taxpayer-funded education. I think ours should too. Val Demings supports forgiving student loans with taxpayer dollars. Marco Rubio opposes that because he only think rich people should be able to afford higher education. Create federal right to abortion. I already talked about abortion, but I'll say it again. I believe that reproductive rights falls under Medicare for all and socialized medicine. Val Demings supports create federal right to abortion. Marco Rubio opposes that. Right? Because he opposes a woman's right to choose. And the last one they have here is protect police from lawsuits. I don't believe we should protect police from lawsuits. There's too many crooked-ass cops out there that's doing all kind of shit to the citizenry, and they get to walk away from it because you can't sue their ass. I believe that real police reform means ending qualified immunity. I believe that you should be able to sue the cops that just kick down your door and have the wrong fucking house and all that stupid shit that they do. Marco Rubio supports protecting police from lawsuits. Val Demings opposes protecting police from lawsuits. Me and Val, we're on the same page on that one. Okay, that's the rundown. So, I'm going to go to the other side. Now, see, I'm going to show it to y'all real quick. I don't know if y'all can see. That's the rundown right there. That's the rundown and the voter guide right there. I don't know if y'all can make sense out of that or not. But you can also Google all this shit if I'm not making sense to you. I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to look at the governor's side now. Okay, we got Charlie Crist, the Democrat. We got Ron Desantis, who is the Republican who wants to run, I believe, wants to run for president in 2024. I really think he does. Here's the rundown. Full legalization of pot. Charlie Crist supports it. Ron DeSantis opposes it. I believe that we should have full legalization of pot in Florida. Not just because I, think that people should be allowed to put into their body whatever they want. I believe that other large populated states already did it. I think it's time for Florida to do it too. Pot all by itself ain't never killed nobody. However, guns and tobacco and alcohol kill tens of thousands of people every day. All that shit is legal. I think marijuana, which ain't never done nothing but help people, should be legal. This Ron DeSantis dude stuck on that reefer madness shit from the 1930s or whatever the fuck that movie came out. So yeah, he wrong. Ron DeSantis is wrong on that one. Charlie Crist supports that one. Exposing children to transgenderism. I already said I don't think kids should be exposed to that kind of shit until they get old enough to understand it. Constitutional carry. I don't believe in open carry. I don't believe in motherfuckers being able to just carry a sidearm around with them everywhere they go, especially when they just go into the store or going to church or something. What the fuck do you need a gun for? Ain't nobody trying to fuck with you like that. I don't believe people smart enough to be able to wield the power of life and death on their hip. I really don't. Charlie Crist opposes that. Ron DeSantis supports that. That's hypocritical on Ron DeSantis' part. How could you oppose marijuana because you think it's dangerous and support guns, which really are dangerous? How could you do that? Ban on abortion. Charlie Crist opposes a ban on abortion in Florida. Charlie Crist opposes, let me get it right, Charlie Crist opposes a ban on abortion in Florida. Ron Desantis supports a ban on abortion in Florida, right? He wants to take control of a woman's body by banning abortions. He don't support a woman's right to choose. Even in the case of rape or incest, my dude, me and Ron DeSantis, we don't agree on that one. I believe that abortion should be covered under reproductive medicine, and I believe that people should be able to control their own body. Okay. Create an agency to investigate voter fraud. Charlie Crist opposes that. Ron DeSantis supports that. I oppose creating an agency to investigate voter fraud because I don't believe there is that much voter fraud. I believe that that's just a way to purge the voter rolls, just a way to keep black people from voting and electing people that Republicans and white supremacists don't like. That's what I believe that shit is. You know what I mean? The last time a bunch of black people got together and voted, they elected a black president. They don't want to see that shit happen again, so they want to come up with some kind of thing that says, you know, there's a lot of voter fraud going on, and we need an agency to investigate that. That's some nonsense. Vaccine mandates. Me and Charlie Crist, we part company on that. I don't believe in vaccine mandates. I believe that, you know, if you want to get the vaccine, get it. If you don't, nobody should be forcing you to get it. I believe that, here's my conspiracy side, right? I believe that vaccines have something to do with the rise in autism. And I work with autistic kids every day. I believe that there's some kind of correlation between that. Ron DeSantis opposes vaccine mandates. In his reason for that is he don't believe you should force people to get a vaccine, but you can force people to have a baby that they can't take care of. I digress. Critical race theory. Charlie Crist supports teaching critical race theory in schools. Ron DeSantis opposes it. I believe in teaching critical race theory in schools because I believe in teaching real history in schools. I believe that you should teach history the way the shit happened. Not that cleaned up, sanitized shit that they teach now that, you know, got America looking like it ain't never did no wrong to nobody and it's the greatest country on earth and all of that nonsense. So yeah, I'm with Charlie Crist on this one. Opposed to Ron DeSantis on this one. And the last one, taxpayer funding of abortion. To me that goes along with socialized medicine. I believe that a woman's right to choose should be protected, and I believe it should be covered under like Medicare for all and stuff like that. So in like every other industrialized country, take care of their citizens with socialized medicine. I believe we should be doing that too. So there you are. Now, given the fact that I already know they're not going to do anything specific for black people until, you know, we got to stay on their neck and make them do it. I believe that if somebody hold a gun to my head and say, you know, brother, you're going to have to vote, then I'm going to have to vote more along the Democratic lines. Even though I'm not a Democrat. Basically, I'm a socialist. There, I said it. But they ain't got no socialist candidate up there. If they had one, I'd probably be voting for him or her. But these are the people that they give us to choose from. If I was going to vote tomorrow, if somebody made me vote tomorrow, I would have to go along with what the Democrats are pushing. With that being said, I'm going to close out right there. I don't get in debates. If I haven't said that already, I don't get into debates. Debates are a waste of time and energy for me. I don't believe you can change nobody's mind just by arguing and going back and forth with them. So I don't do that. I think what I think. After being on this planet for as long as I have, I'm kind of set in my ways. You know what I mean? I ain't saying I can't learn from anybody. Like, I just learned from my young co-workers some things today. But as far as changing my basic principles and what I think, that ship already sailed. With that, I'm going to get out of here. Don't forget to like and subscribe and check me out and see what I got to say about just about everything under the sun. And I guess I'll catch y'all on the next one. TC, and I'm out. Peace.